So, you've kicked back after a hard day's work, watching your favorite YouTube channels on your smart TV, when all of a sudden your TV starts flashing a series of colors briefly on the screen. Then it just goes black. This started happening to me about 6 months ago with my Vizio 55-inch smart TV. At first it would just happen every once in a while. I'd turn it off, turn it back on, and it would work again. But it started happening more and more often. It got to the point where it was rebooting every 5 or 10 minutes. The TV wasn't more than about 3 years old, so I was pretty upset, but I didn't really know what to do. At that point, I had almost resigned myself to break down and go buy a new TV. Luckily, I scoured the internet looking for a solution, and I found one. I came across some instructions on how to do a hard reboot on my TV. I tried it, and it actually worked. However, the problem came back after about a week. So every week I'd hard reboot my TV, then it would work fine again for about a week. So the hack I'm going to show you here is how to temporarily fix your TV that's rebooting. This hack won't work long term. Before I get to the fix though, I'd like you to watch a 10-second message from my sponsor first. So I'm sure many of you have tried some of the other methods to fix your problem, like I did. Dust clogging the air intakes on the back of your TV would be one, because that can cause the electronic components inside to overheat. Plugging your TV directly into the wall instead of a surge suppressor, because that can sometimes cause the power supplied to your TV to vary enough to cause problems. Finally, I think you already checked the settings on your TV, like making sure the sleep timer isn't causing it or checking the auto power off settings. I tried all these things myself and none of them worked. Now here's what worked for me. First, turn off your TV. Make sure it's really off with the power button on your remote, or use the power button on the TV itself. You don't want it in standby mode. Unplug all the cables from the TV. HDMI, LAN, digital optical cables, headsets, etc. Next, unplug the TV from the wall, or unplug it directly from the TV like mine if you can. Don't just turn it off with a switch. Make sure you physically unplug it. Find the TV's power button, which may be on the back or the side of the TV. With my Vizio, it's on the back. Press and hold the power button down for 30 seconds, continuously. It may sound stupid to press the power button when the TV is off, but this will help discharge any remaining electricity from the capacitors inside the TV. Let the TV sit for about 5 minutes to make sure all the electricity inside is dissipated. Connect everything back. Including the power cord. And then turn the TV back on with the remote. So why does this work? Well, a hard reboot interrupts the power supply to the TV, forcing all processes to stop and the memory to clear temporarily. When you turn the TV back on, it restarts its operating system and applications from scratch. This may fix other issues like freezing or lagging, apps not launching or working correctly, sound or picture problems, or network connectivity issues. However, the real cause of this could be dust buildup on some of the electronic components in the TV, especially the capacitors. The clip I'm showing here is what some of the capacitors inside my TV looked like when I finally took my TV apart. As you can see, it doesn't take much dust to cause problems. If there is any significant dust buildup inside, you don't want to leave it for too long, as it could eventually cause permanent damage to the TV. I'd be curious to see what models this hack might work for. So if it does or doesn't work for you, post your TV's model in the comments along with the result. I hope this video helped you. If it did, drop me a like. If you'd like to see what else I can come up with in the future, then subscribe to my channel.